our St Andrews. It's Mrs Nicholas here with today's assembly, and it's a bit of a special assembly because it is one that we've never done before. It links in with our Reach assembly, so linking in with what Mrs Harrod has done on Monday, but it's something to do with the new curriculum and something to do with our new reports that will be going home to your parents in July. So I'm here this morning to talk to you a little bit more about it because this time you are going to be helping with your reports for the end of the year as well. And as it's all a little bit new to both the teachers and you as well, we thought we'd go through it step by step with you. So first of all, our lovely Reach, which as I said, Mrs Harrod was doing on Monday. So we've got our R for respectful, E for engaged, A for ambitious, C for confident, and H for happy and healthy. And obviously this term we have been focusing on confidence, which fits in perfectly with what I'm about to talk about today. So you probably heard lots and lots and lots and lots, I'm just going to quickly move my face over here, about the new curriculum at the moment. So you might have heard some of these words. So when I read these words now, I want you to have a think. What do you think of when you think of these words and when you hear these words being used? So we've got the word ambitious. So what comes into your mind when you think of the word ambitious? Creative, confident, ethical, enterprising, healthy, capable, and informed. Now, there are some that you might think, yep, I definitely know what that means. So confident maybe is quite a nice, easy one that we talk about quite a lot. But you might think, oh, I've heard of the word ethical, but I'm not quite sure what it means. Now, you actually do lots of these things in most of your lessons every single day without even realising. Your very clever teachers are amazing at making sure that you show these skills in your lessons. So we're going to have a little look now at what types of things you might do to show that you are a capable learner or an informed learner or a confident learner. So you will notice they often come in pairs. Now sometimes these can be swapped over, but we're going to stick to these pairs for now just because they work quite nicely together. So our first one we're going to look at is healthy, confident individuals. Now, have a look at some of these images that are on the screen now and have a think about whether you have taken part in some of these things, because that's showing that you are a healthy and confident individual. So we've got some dancing and different sports going on like football or swimming or netball or basketball or rugby. So many different sports that I know lots of you take part in. We've also got looking at different foods and making sure we've had a balanced diet to help keep us healthy, because we know it's not just all about exercise, it's about what we put in our bodies as well. And then we've got an image of Greta Thunberg right here. So she is a teenage girl and she does lots and lots of public speaking all about how to look after the environment. And for a teenager, she does loads of big speeches in front of massive big crowds, in front of lots of adults and lots of children. And again, that takes confidence to do that and stand up in front of all of those people and talk about something that you are passionate and really believe in. Now, the next one we're going to have a look at is this one. So this one's probably the trickiest one, I would say. There might be two words that you're not really sure about. So it's ethical and informed citizens. I'll quickly move my face out of the way. So, if you are an ethical, informed citizen, it kind of talks about lots of different things. So you might be learning about other people's religions and other people's cultures. You might be looking at places around the world. So this is one of my places that I am desperate to visit when all of the COVID restrictions are lifted, which is the Taj Mahal in India. You might be looking at how people's lives are different around the world compared to ours here in Wales. You might be looking at, again, different landmarks. We might talk about human landmarks, so things that humans have built, or physical landmarks, which are things that are caused by nature. So we've got the Grand Canyon, which is in America. You might also be looking at pollution, how to look after the environment, recycling. So all of those things that you'll be doing in class means that you are working towards being an ethical and informed citizen. If you think informed, comes from the word information. If you've got information, you've got facts about something. That's exactly what it means. By being informed, you're learning about different things from around the world. Our next one we're going to have a little bit of a look at is this. Apologies, I'm going to have to move my face again. So we've now got creative creative and enterprising contributors. Now, creative, again, probably one you've heard of. Enterprising, maybe not so much. So, our creative, you might be thinking about producing artwork or music or dance or responding to some of these maybe art stimuluses, okay? We've then got enterprising. Now, we had a lovely competition during home learning, which was based on Dragon's Den. Now, I don't know whether you've watched the show, but it's one of my favourites. And basically what happens is entrepreneurs who are kind of business people go and they pitch their ideas. They might have found a problem, and then they try to come up with a solution to solve that problem. Now, one that I would definitely need someone to solve is I am totally and utterly rubbish about getting up in the morning. So I would need something better than an alarm clock, like something that's going to prod me or splash me with water, something that's really, really going to wake me up. So if any of you are thinking, I'd love to be on Dragon's Den, see if you can invent something along those lines that will help me wake up in the morning, because I'm getting worse. I thought I'd get better at waking up, but I think I'm getting worse and worse as I grow older. So being enterprising is trying to think creatively about a solution to a problem that you might have identified. And then the last one we're going to have a little look at is this, which is our ambitious, capable learners. Now, this is quite a hard one because we do this in lots and lots and lots of our lessons across the day and across the week and across the month and across the year. And it's all about setting those targets, those small achievable targets, to help you achieve that final goal or that final dream. So you can have a look at some of these pictures by here. So you've got the man in the bottom left-hand corner who's obviously really persevered to climb to the top of that mountain, who's then got that beautiful view. So I don't know if it's a sunset or sunrise spread out in front of him. We've then got on the next image right in the middle where we've got a man taking those steps bit by bit, that slow and steady progress to reach his final target. And then in the background you can see we've got the shadow of him looking like he's a superhero. Move my face again. We've then got that thing about, oh, I can't do it, something's hard. Sometimes it's really easy to try and give up, but it's all about persevering and thinking, no, I need to turn that around and think, instead of I can't do it, I absolutely can do it. In the top right-hand corner is one of my favourite images, and I've used it in my class quite a lot this year. They're all smiling at me now thinking we've definitely used it quite a lot this year. And it's three famous black women who have all stood up for their rights in some shape, way or form, and have all been quite groundbreaking in the decisions that they've made. So what I'm going to do is set you a mini challenge, and I want you to either find out, or you might discuss it in the class at some point, either today or this week, who they are and why they're famous. And why do you think I've included them on this page? We've been talking about ambitious, capable learners. So what do you think they did that was particularly ambitious? When you found out, let me know. So you might get your teacher to email me, or you might tweet me, and we will see if you are correct. Now, all of this has led up to this point. So as I said, our reports at St Andrews are changing. It's a very exciting time. Whereas normally your teachers do all of the hard work and they write all those lovely things about you. This year we thought, how lovely would it be to get your input on your reports, okay? So what is going to happen this year, there will be a section in your reports called My Reflection on Learning, okay? And I've included two little examples on here. So this might give you a bit of inspiration when you're doing this task, either this week or next week or the week after. And what's going to happen is you're going to be doing a little bit of writing, and also you're going to be doing a little bit of recording on Seesaw as well. So I'm going to go through the examples in a minute, and then I'm going to come back to this because, as I said, this might give you a bit of inspiration about what you might include on your reflection of learning. So you're going to be set two tasks, okay? The first task, you're going to record on Seesaw. And when you're recording on Seesaw, you're going to choose your favourite piece or pieces of work, okay, from either your English, maths or project book. So you can choose, you'll have time to go through your books and have a look and decide which is your favourite piece of work. When you've decided what your favourite piece of work is, you're then going to either take a picture of it on Seesaw, or you might hold it up, or you might just talk about it. It's completely up to you, but you're going to be answering these questions. So what makes it your favourite piece of work? What makes you proud of it? And what skills did you use? So it might be, if you've chosen a bit of English work that you are particularly proud of your use of sentence openers, or you think that you've worked really, really, really hard to include lots of exciting adjectives and verbs if you're doing a suspense piece of writing. Or it might be in your project book that you've done some work on recycling, and that you think that you worked really hard to use your DCF skills to present using sway. Okay, so you're going to have a think about what makes it your favourite piece of work, what makes you proud of it, and what skills did you use. And that bit you're going to record on Seesaw. Okay, and I've got an example from one of the girls in my class who thankfully helped me out yesterday and quickly recorded one as an example. So that's going to be your first task. The second task then, and you've got a choice, and your teacher will tell you what they would prefer you to do. You're either going to write or type it and share it with your teacher, and then this bit will be added onto your report as well as the QR code from Seesaw. Now this one's a little bit longer, but you're going to have some questions to help you, and you need to answer the following things. So what have you improved this year? So have a think all the way back to September. What were you maybe struggling with, and what was your target? What do you think you've improved on? So it might be that you didn't feel very confident in maths, and now you know you're really confident because you now might know your 2, 3, 4 and 5 times table. Or it might be that you were really struggling with remembering to use a capital letter for a proper noun, so for the name of a place or someone's name. But now you know that every time you do a piece of writing, you don't have to worry about that anymore because you know how to do it. Okay, I want you to have a think as well. How have you achieved it? So if it was a times table one, have you been practicing lots in your warm-ups in school, or have you been going on TT Rockstars at home or using My Maths to help you become more confident with your times table facts? What skills have you improved in maths, English and project lessons? So is there a particular skill that you've really, really, really worked hard on, that you're really proud that you've spent the past 8 months really working on, ready for your next step up into your next year group? And then the last one's a bit of a tricky one, which is why we did that little bit of a warm-up at the beginning when we talked about the 4 purposes. We went through those 8 words. We said they often come in pairs, but sometimes those words can swap over. I want you to think about a time that you've demonstrated one of these 4 purposes, and how did you do this? Now, your teachers will help you with this part, okay? They're not expecting you to do it all on your own, but at least now you might think, do you know what? There was a time where I showed that I was an ethical, informed citizen. So when we were learning about recycling, I showed that I was an ethically informed citizen because I was finding out about the different ways that we recycle here in Wales. Or you might have thought, oh, I was an ambitious, capable learner when I set myself the target of using different Alan Peake sentences in my writing, and I can now do that, okay? So that's going to be the last part of your task 2. Now, as I said, the lovely Ruby in my class has thankfully recorded a little example, just so you can see. I might give you an example about how to record it on Seesaw. So in a minute, I'm going to show you that lovely clip, but I'm just going to flip back to this page. So this was just an example about what the writing part might look like for your report. So I've done one that maybe someone in year 3 or year 4 might be able to write. So that's the top one, so I'll read that now. So I'm proud of the progress I've made this year, and I think my teacher is too. I've tried to be an ambitious learner and worked hard to achieve my targets this year. In maths, I've worked hard to learn my 2 times, 3 times, 5 times and 10 times table so that I know them off by heart. I've enjoyed using TT Rockstars both in school and at home to help me get quicker at remembering them. This has helped me when finding half of an amount. Okay, so that's an example of a maybe year 3 or year 4 one. See if you can spot maybe one of those words from the 4 purposes. I wonder if you can spot it. And then you can see on the right hand side you've got the QR code. And the one underneath then is maybe something that someone in year 5, 6 might be able to write. So they said, I'm really proud of the progress I've made this year. I'm particularly proud of my progress in English. I'm able to respond to other people's points of view and can use the Voice 21 sentence stems effectively. I really enjoyed producing my writing about the piano, where I used Alan Peake sentences and used show not tell to suggest to the reader how the man would be feeling. I've worked hard to improve my vocabulary choices this year, and I can see a big difference between September and now. I feel I've made good progress towards the 4 purposes, especially being an ambitious learner. I feel that I set myself challenges and I know what I need to do to accomplish these. For example, I've really persevered with my handwriting this year. I've made sure I fully concentrated during our handwriting sessions, which has helped with my handwriting in my English and project books. So you can see it's not too much, and it goes back to those questions of thinking about what have you improved, how have you improved it, what skills have you improved, and then linking it in with those 4 purposes, those 8 words that we talked about at the very beginning. So as I said, in a second, I'm going to show you Ruby in my classes little example that she recorded for me yesterday. And then straight after that, there's going to be a little video about 5 famous people that suffered some setbacks in their lives, but proved how ambitious they were by not letting it overcome them and think, oh, do you know what, I'm not going to bother anymore. But they've overcome those hurdles, and then has led them on to be really, really successful. So I might get your teachers to pause after each clue and see if you can guess which famous person suffered each of the setbacks. Thank you so much for listening so well. I'm so excited to see all of your reflections on learning, and hopefully I will see you around either the Connect or Liz Very High very soon. Dabble chi!
I'm an ambitious, capable learner because I like to set myself high standards and seek and enjoy challenge, because I like to make my work look really effective, and I like to include lots of detail when presenting a good piece of work like this presentation by Anne Frank.
They said you wouldn't make it so far, and ever since they said it, it's been hard. But never mind the night you had to cry, 'cause you had never let it go inside. You worked real hard and you know exactly what you want and need. So believe, and you can never give up. You can reach your goals. Just talk to your soul and